na, 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 na.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we have pressed the start button on this podcast here. But look, you all, I am excited to be here tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Wherever you tuning in from, whether you tuning in from your house, from your car, from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and all that good stuff. All right, you don't want to miss out on tonight. And so I'm appreciative for you all. And before we go any further, I just want to introduce and present to some none other than my new good friend, Brother Brian Metcalf. How you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, man. And you know, it don't take much. You know, I get excited. All right. And so, look, y'all, we're gonna do a quick intro for him, and then we're gonna come right back. But look, just look at the clip, and you'll see exactly who we got coming up in here in just a couple. So I hope that you all like what you saw. It's definitely man, it's definitely off the chain of what we are accomplishing, what we are moving into the direction of. And so I am appreciative of all of you that have joined us today for this exclusive interview here tonight. And so you know, I already made the introduction, and now we're going to get into all things Brian Metcalf. Man, look, share with us some, matter of fact, just share with us, you know, your intro, what you're doing, where you're from, and all that good stuff.
I always like to tell everybody where I'm from. I'm from Roseland. I was born and raised in Roseland. My grandma, I've been raised by my grandmother since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
Went back home to my mom when I was about like 12,
okay,
going on 13.
Yeah.
I started getting involved with charities from the Roseland Christian Ministry Center,
wow,
and about 12, about the age of 10 years old.
Yeah.
So from there, going back home with my mother, graduated from Percy Junior High School, Jaguar Pride.
Yes, sir. That's what it
Jaguar Pride. But nobody could have told me that graduated in 97.
Okay.
Nobody would told me that I would get in a car crash the following year, split my lip in half, broke my foot in half, died on the people at Crystal Lake Hospital 4 times. I died on them 4 times. And so I was like, man, you just couldn't walk. Wow. So they had told my grandmother.
Gold shoes, man.
Yeah. They tripping me on my gold shoes.
he got the golden feet. I'll show y'all later. I'll show y'all later what he got on his feet. Man, look, he came up here with the gold. Look, instead of streets paved with gold, he came in here with the shoes paved with gold. No. Look, I'm not talking about it. I'm winning. Okay? And that's what I need on my feet. I need to go.
Some bad shoes.
So, man, look, man, y'all interrupted. Man, I lost my focus for a minute.
I'm sorry. I didn't say it. Testimony.
She said the gold shoes are testimony.
They are, man. Hey, the gold shoes, man. Y'all gonna see. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna take a picture of them, and look, I'm gonna put them right on the live show. Look, these are the Brian Metcalf shoes, and they wear them in the live show. They walked up in the live show tonight.
Yes.
Look, oh, he go. He about to show them to you. You want to see it? And he go.
What?
Oh, check it out. I told y'all.
Come on.
I tried to tell you. Look.
Yes. Jesus is the black man.
I'm trying to tell you. You don't get no better than the gold shoes.
And no, I'm not a Stacey Adams guy.
Oh, man. Look, y'all.
Okay.
No, hard weather.
Look, before we go any further, man, I need you all to do this for us. Share this, love it, comment on it, and then once we get into it, of course, listen, because he's going to give some resources, some different things that he's doing in the community. He is a community advocate for those of you that don't know who he is. And so, by all means, share this because you don't know what you will miss out on. Okay, if you don't listen up. That's my brother Keith Brown said, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Golden introduction.
Man, that was good. But look, watch this. Not only do he got gold shoes, but look, he got a gold mic right in front of him. Y'all ain't hearing me? I was about to go on. I was about to go on my preacher voice.
Watch your voice.
Look, we just having a little fun, y'all. It's just opening. Y'all be cool. Don't turn the channel. All right, we calming down. All right, y'all be easy. Okay, we gonna do 2 Hail Marys and 4 Our Fathers or however much it takes. We just having a little fun in the studio, y'all. Look, like, comment, share. No. Don't scratch that like stuff. Love, comment, and share. Okay? Yeah. Because you don't know all of the resources that you will be. Man, look, Fox Glenn, calm down. He said he likes Stacey Adams. I need Fox Glenn Marketing to calm down. Look, he said he loved the Stacey Adams. All right. But look, we gonna keep this moving and talk about some of the things that you are doing in the community, right. And where you. Matter of fact, you were talking about where you're from. You're right. From Roseland. And then you had a car crash. The year after you graduated.
The year after I graduated from Percy Julius.
And you died.
Died on them 4 times.
4. Oh my God.
I died on them 4 times at Crystal Lake Hospital. 4 times. And so when my father went to go see the car, they sent their deepest condolences, and he said, "No, he made it. Wow. He made it." Yeah, my father said, "No, he made it." And the man said, "There's no way in hell he made it out that car crash." My father said, "No, he made it. He made it." So for about 6 months, almost going into a year, I had to have treatments. I was at the UIC. The treatments, you couldn't walk in a wheelchair. In a wheelchair on crutches. And then they went back to, well, we're going to do an amputation. There's no need of keeping his foot. There's no need of keeping his leg. It's an infection running all through it. So I was raised in the church, but I had to know God for myself. Because when I got in the accident, I was doing something I knew that I was taught better. So I can't say that I didn't know better because on my way, I had just told my mother, I said, she said, Sean, they call me Sean. If you know me by Sean, you know me personally.
Wow, from back in the day.
So she said, Rashawn, you stay in the house. I didn't graduate. I'm grown. I moved out your house. mind you, ain't moving to my own house. I'm in the dorms at Roosevelt University.
Right.
But you can't tell me nothing. She asked me, she said, "You gonna be good?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay right here." No, that horn honked. 10 o'clock, I left. 1 o'clock, I was in Lake Forest Hospital. I had that on them at 1:15. The lady said I kept leaving, and she would rub my hand and be like, "Brian, you with me? You with me?"
Cold blue.
Cold blue. Brian, you with me? You with me? So I recovered from that. Well, God, not I recovered. God brought me through that accident.
Wow.
Got rid of the crutches. Got to the surgery, and you see the lady said, "Well, this infection keep going, and we think about just an we might plate you, or we might just do a complete amputation of the foot." So I went in and I told my grandmother. I began to cry. I cried and I told my grandmother, "It is what it is. I don't even care no more." She got me there so they could prep me at UIC hospital. And at 3:30, they canceled the surgery because the bones, everything had went in place on its own. So they did an X-ray, and my doctor had a hand over it. I was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "It is what it is." So Grandma told him it is what it is. And she said, "No, it went back in place." I said, "It went back in place." So she had to go get the director of orthopedic, the orthopedic director of orthopedic surgery. They said, "Come on, sometime this does this. This may be just a temporary thing or something like that." So it's 3 of them.
Yeah.
All the bones went back in place on its own. So they canceled my surgery and told me, "You can get dressed and go home."
Lord,
so I was going in, I think that April, to expect an amputation, or they said they were going to plate it, but the thing was, it was so bad that the infection went away, everything had went away, and so they canceled the whole surgery that April and sent me home. My grandmother said, "Are you sure?" They had to go get the doctor who was doing the surgery had to go get her boss because she could not believe what she had saw.
Right.
The following year, nobody could tell me I was going to go homeless.
Yeah. Wow.
Get into accommodations, moms, fiance, stuff like that. So I went from recovering from a car accident to homeless. Oof. Sleeping on, had a good buddy. She let me sleep on the floor, the couch, whatever. People get tired of you.
Yeah.
They get tired of you, right? Even if you are contributing, they need space, right? So I left there, and then we'll go to this place and we'll donate groceries and stuff. And people like, "No, I don't even eat this. No, you got to go." Even let the lights go out on me one time. Because you can't stay there forever. So I was like, well, I'm enrolled at Olive Harvey. Where I'm going to stay. So I stayed on my grandmother's, then went from that house to that house to back to grandma's floor. But, she let me stay there. She said, "Look, you can crash in the room there. I know it's tough for you right now." So I went on here, went to Olive Harvey, applied to Dallas Baptist University. I said, "What am I going to Dallas Baptist University for?" What am I going here for? But I kept being led to apply there. Yeah. Got accepted. Mind you, that was in 2003. Yeah. They only take the top 15 African Americans within there. 70% from Dallas Baptist University is Caucasian. Or if you are African American, it's the who's who. I was only president of student government, but that was at Olive Harvey College. Not down in Olive Harvey College, because the product comes out of Olive Harvey College. But you talking about youth who went to Catholic high school, top tier schools, African American, and then the African Americans that did attend Dallas Baptist University, they came from Verizon Wireless, where they had a contract to, if you worked for Verizon Wireless, they would pay for your degree. So, and the majority, even if you were accepted, you didn't complete. Wow. They didn't complete because the curriculum is really tough. So I went there and I was like, what is my purpose? I didn't like it there. Yeah. When I got there, even, one of my dormitory roommates had left a message in the mirror. There's currently black filth that has been in the bathroom. So it got to the point where I didn't want to be there no more. I was running, but God didn't let me run from that situation. My uncle had to come up there. Donovan Pitts, shout out to Donovan Pitts. He used to play for University of Texas, drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. I married him back in 2000. So Donovan helped pay for school, him and my aunt. So he get up there like, what the hell going on? I'm here to whoop butt and take games, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You won't have to stay here. Yeah. But God made me stay there. Yeah. And I had to do that, but I finished. Man, I finished. Took me a little longer, but I finished. Nobody could ever tell me that I would intern at the Potter's house under not T.D. Jakes, Tommy Dexter Jakes. I know his daughter Sarah. I know Cora. I know Jermaine, Jamal. I've worked hand in hand with them. And then because I had to do 800 hours, and I was like, well, I'll go to some little rinky-dink church. Yeah. And I'm going somewhere with this story. I didn't know my life's purpose. Yeah. I went to school to be an attorney. I didn't go to study world religions. I just picked the plan up. I said, oh, okay, this is going to be some quick curriculum. No, it wasn't. Because I didn't know anything about Greek. I didn't know that the true, we study the, what is it? Correct me out, help me out, Rev. They study the Quran, the Quran, all of those things, and how to put a sermon together in African American. But no, DBU is Caucasian. They study the philosophical part, world religion, hermeneutics, all of that stuff. They talk about speaking in tongues and and discussing the language and studying the language and all of those things. You're talking about white Baptist, association. They don't care anything. There is not even an African American studies class there. Oh, so I said, well, let me just go over there and see if they'll let me intern at the Potter's house. They was like, good luck with that one. It's not going to happen. Because if you intern at the Bishop T.D. Jakes, Bishop Jakes has it takes a long time without being alone with it, over a year for that process. Yeah. My internship got approved in less than 3 months. So I was like, where's this going? It's favor. It's favor. But see, I grew up in the church, but I was never really, my heart, I'm gonna tell the truth, my heart wasn't really in it. I had, it was a routine. I knew that I had to be up, even when I did go and live with my mom. I knew that in her house, you're gonna get up, it's 8 o'clock, she's playing Be Grateful and Hawkins. I'm with you. But I wouldn't say rat, I was wild. I was wild. And so I never really knew. I had to get to know God for myself, and I was like, this is a journey. I don't like this feeling. I want to be wild. I want to have cocktails. I want to be wild, shut the club down. I want to do what I want to do. I want to do what I want to do. And so nothing I was doing was working. I was failing at everything that I did. Got to the Potter's house immediately. You're gonna be over with the youth program. You're gonna intern at the juvenile justice. You're gonna work with LULAC. And so I was like, oh, okay. So it was like, although I had plans, those were not the plans that were designed for me. Everything that I had, I'm a writer. I write visions down. So everything that I plan, I'm very focus driven. Those plans was like, what the hell? No. That's not what I want to do. But I was being pushed like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. But everything I do, I would find myself at a standstill. Then doing outreach. And then I didn't know the mission of Dallas Baptist University. Didn't know that I was going to school and God was preparing me to do outreach and missionary work. Wow. I was like, I'm sitting up there. I want to hear, I'm Big Puff Daddy. And they used to sit up there at 7 o'clock in the morning in chapel singing the heart of worship. And my blood pressure is going up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm at me and a couple of the other, the same thing there. We sit up there with hangover in chapel. Wow. So imagine, I'm the one who got to make up the credits for the chapel because they didn't give me a scholarship. Oh my goodness. And then even when I tried to run, I was like, well, I don't have enough financial aid. I'm gonna just go back home and go to Chicago State. President of college said, you're not going anywhere. He wrote a check out his personal account. They said Dr. Gary Cook never has done that. Wow. He's never done that. And then the vice president said, here's put $1,000 check in my mailbox and said, go enjoy a movie. You're not leaving. You're gonna finish what you started. Dr. Blair Blackburn went to the Potter's house. Intern there. I was just gonna do 800 hours. Didn't know that I was gonna do 2 years of internship. Wow. People ask me, how did that happen? See, I could tell you about the Potter's house. I could tell you that Bishop Jakes owns a senior home. Hurricane Katrina, I sat on that project. So it was little things. Can you please inform us? He built a senior home. He has, he has this, he has that. But all those things work with outreach. So I never knew that that's what I was being transferred. It was like boot camp. I was sent to boot camp. I know you don't like it, Brian. I know it hurt. I know it sucks. It sucks real bad. And I'm like, I don't, I grew up in the church, but Brian is a person like, wow. I don't deserve that. No, that's not a fit for me. No, it's gonna be a fit for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you take it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you do this.
Yeah.
So I get back home to Chicago after, finish school, get back home to Chicago, sleeping on my mother's floor. I was like, here we go with this again. Back to homelessness. I stayed with my grandmother a month. Again, people get sick of you.
Mm-hmm.
They want their space and they have a right to their space.
Right.
So I stayed with my mother's floor for like 2 years. 2 years, paying $150, working at the cancer center. It's like, this is what I went and got a $50,000 education for at a top tier school. It was worthless. That's what I felt. It was worthless. And then I said, well, let me do what I love. Organize projects.
Yeah.
So I would get to the church and I'm like, get laughed at.
Right.
What you always doing something? You always got something going on. What you trying to do now? Because I had been in a capping zone in which I had fell in love with.
Yep.
See, I'm the first vice president of OLAS, Organization Latin American Students Association, and the first vice president broke in history. There are certain chapters, OLAS just began maybe in 2000, but I'm the first to break history. African American Studies, I've worked with that organization. The President Student Government Association at Olive Harvey College, and as district secretary for City Colleges of Chicago. So while I'm going through, God has me breaking records, and I'm sitting up here pissed, like, why am I going through this? And I'm not really accomplishing anything. But at the same time, God has me breaking records.
Right.
Breaking records. Organizing things for people, youth who were raised by their grandparents, and people just laughing at you. You sitting up there doing all this work, and people just laughing at you, and it hurts and it sucks. I'm organizing community projects and sleeping on somebody's floor. People turn their back on you. People are supposed to be close to you. So and family ain't always family.
You making me nervous, man. You making me real nervous.
Family is not always family. So I took a leap of faith. And it took somebody who love you, and people who love you really don't mind hurting your feelings. I had a car key. That was all I had, because I used to have to ring the doorbell, sleep on the floor. And a good friend of mine, Brian Wilson, said, "What your keys at, B?" I said, "Well, you know, I'm staying with mom's right now." He said, "Don't come to my house no more until you get a set of keys. You work your butt off, and you don't have anything." And I just looked at him. And he said, "I love you, Brian. But if you come here one more time with just a key, don't come over here until you get your own set of keys." I said, "Well, you know, I work at Currency." He said, "Go get a job, Brian." So you're highly intelligent. Go get a better job. So I applied, got a job at an institution, online college. Was scared to make it on my own. Mind you, God blessed me with an opportunity. That was back in the early 2000s. So if you made 36,000, you was doing real good. I hit 36,000. So, ooh, I like this. I like this. I'll bring home $350 every 2 weeks. Now I'm bringing home 13, 14 every 2 weeks. I like this. And some benefits. So I stepped on faith, got the apartment, had bugs and stuff in it, but I'm going through a process. I'm going through a process. Never invite nobody over my house. I'm going through a process.
I know it.
Then didn't know that I got promoted. In pain, getting promoted. Still doing outreach. The majority of my funds were going to outreach and planning things. Even though I wasn't really even receiving reaping no rewards. I was like, why do you have me doing this? And when I try to pull out of it, something bad always happens. Something bad always happens. So fast forward to, I started building community projects ongoing. I never thought I would see the day that now I take up traffic with the Chicago City Youth Takeover, being requested to go to St. Louis. William Means Sr. of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated requested me and said, "I need you down here to do what you need to build projects, son." Pastor, I said, "You want me to come down?" "Yes, son, we got work to do down here in Milwaukee." I have not only him, but people in Texas, and we need you down here. You know, I've aided people, Sharon, Show Lewis, Country Club Hills when she ran for alderman. Became the backbone of a lot of people. Noni Arnold, she owns 4 daycare locations. Whenever she needs special projects, she calls me. So the same people who were laughing at me I get receive all kind of, you'd be amazed, man. I see all kind of inboxes, but I'm never nasty because I know where I come from.
Right.
And just because you did it to me doesn't mean I have the right to hurt you.
Wow.
But I wake up in the morning and receive like all kind of like inboxes and messages. Hey, I got this going on, and I want you to do this for me, and I want you to put this together for me. And I was thinking about doing this, and you barely used to speak to me. The same people who were laughing at me. Yeah. I never knew that I would do a youth takeover last year and requiring, and now to the point that in the city of Chicago, I require community police. I'm no longer allowed to have events without community police. Never knew that. I was like, it was supposed to be a little get together to host youth. Yeah. The event took place on 69th and Stewart, and parking went all the way to 71st, right on State, where people were walking from blocks with dance teams, Jerk Taco Man, and they informed me, they said it's something about you got favor. They said he doesn't sponsor anybody, but he saw something in you that he would do that. I can go on my wallet now. Chase Bank, Chase Bank community, Chase Bank, Reggio's Pizza, Boss Up Entertainment. I've gained over 50 sponsors in a year. Wow. To the point that where I can say, hey, I'm doing Brian, the answer is yes, get out of my face. You already know that.
You know what? I want to tell you something, because actually we were just talking about this before you came on tonight. We were just talking about this in the first show from 6 to 7, Motivational Monday. And, a lot of what you said, it hits close to home for me because I know where I started.
Yeah.
And what you're saying now, it just gives me that much more courage to bang this thing out and see it to the end. Because again, starting in my home, what you see now, this started in my home. And within a year's time, it had moved into this studio. All of this equipment, I don't owe any money on it. All of this is paid for. And then you were talking about, the people that really thought they had your back.
Yeah, they didn't. I would get up there and organize projects, spend my own money, the little money that I had, and would sit up there. We always doing something. Now the same people are like, hey, we need to talk. I receive messages as early as 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. People that were close to you will, you got to be careful when you let people know your moves. No, it's not my moves. The sponsors expect. They've invested and they expect.
Come on, man.
A display.
Come on.
Like if you invest in the city, you take over, right?
Yep.
I need to see the life show displayed.
Yep.
You need to see pictures. Just like when you went on my page, you see pictures, you see dances, you see trophies. Everything is in order. Right? Yeah. So a lot of people, you don't need to let everybody know. No, I'm used to it now.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so everything that I went through, it's like, oh, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
And then it's a calling.
Yeah.
It's a calling. I know people say, well, man of God. No, I have a relationship with Christ. But the church is not the four walls. But it was at the Potter's house when I was interning. The lady stopped me. The woman that got stopped me, and she said, I'll talk to you for a second. I was like, yes. And because I'm not the world's most religious.
Yeah.
She said, God has called you to highways and byways, but I ain't gonna, disrespect this lady. And okay.
Yeah.
But when she was talking, it was years later, 15 years later, what she told me came to pass. So it doesn't happen right then and there. But she said, God has called you. She said, people try to put you in a box, but you're weird in your own way.
Don't do that, man.
And I was like what? I said, what are you trying to say? She said, no, not in a bad way. She said, you're weird in your own way. She said, you have your own style, as we see.
Yes, it's eclectic.
Yes.
It's eclectic.
She said, you have your own style. You're you.
Yeah.
And she said, people try to box you.
Yeah.
She said, you're called to ministry. I said,
don't associate me with that.
And I said, no, I just like helping people.
Yeah.
She said, no, But she said, God has called you to hit the highways and the byways. And she said, before you die, you will see millions of dollars. I was like, $1 million, I'm sleeping. Do you know I'm staying in dorms and I'm 26 years old? I'm staying in dorms. And she said, and people are going to invest in you. She told me that 15 years ago. She said, people are going to see. And they're not going to, she said, you are going to be an attraction for people. But God has never summoned you to 4 walls. She said, you're going to hit the highways and byways. Now you see me on west side. You see me on the south side. Everywhere. You see me going everywhere. Everywhere. Let's not talk about like the youth in the community last year. The George Floyd situation when the outbreak happened. I built those projects. I built those community projects. I was the one who got injured. As you see my arm. My arm got eaten up for cleaning the bacteria of the foods that was out there on 87. So I coordinated that project on 87 so that over 3,000 people can go back to work at the Walmart, return back to the Walgreens, built that project. The young lady who had the funding, and she said, Brian, you just let everybody know what they need to do. So it helped like seniors return their medicine, because senior project is very important to me. So they had stolen all of 87 college, stole all the senior citizen medication. They said I rebuilt that Walgreens.
Wow.
I helped rebuild that project. I was the first on site when it went down. The Nike Town, I had people stationed, gathered people together, stationed to clean up all those territories. 95th, when the Joe Osco came back, I have favorite even with the Caucasian community. The Walmart, when they destroyed that, I helped organize that one too, and we hit all of those territories. And I do a lot in their communities too. Let's not talk about building a relationship with Rosen Community Hospital, where I grew up at, with over $100,000 in free dental care, and establish that so that youth can go and get their teeth cleaned, get their crowns, get those rotten teeth out their mouth for free, them and the seniors. Let's not talk about over last year, over 30,000 families fed through the relationship, Chicago Food Depository, build a relationship on 71st, 71st at the church right there, 71st in Jeffrey. Now families can go there. All I have to do is call Miss Hart. And they can go there and they can get whole food groceries, old bread, healthy stuff, skinless chicken breasts, hygiene products, ongoing, and they'll get a card where they can renew. You know, they can renew their food will renew every Saturday morning. So bringing back those things that are important to me, seeing about my senior citizens that were since my grandmother raised me and in Roseland, building relationships with the Alderwoman Carrie Austin, where she has special certain special circumstances where people can get new refrigerators, or they know where to find me and say, hey, Brian, my fans don't work. I do the fan collections for senior citizens. I take care of where I come from. The Inglewood Garden, Miss Geraldine Smith, I helped build that garden where seniors whose food stamps run out, they can go there and get fresh vegetables. They can have coffee for 6 o'clock prayer. So a total combined of over $3 million in sponsorships that, of course, I'm not a millionaire, but over $3 million in sponsorships.
Well, and let me first say this. Ladies and gentlemen. You're looking and you're viewing the live show tonight. This is an exclusive interview with Brother Brian Metcalf, and I actually met Brother Metcalf through my wife, and she put us in contact with each other. And I've heard so much about you before I even, spoke to you. I heard so much about you, and I'm like, man, I got to meet this guy because I've heard, man, all of the things that he's done all the way around the world, but to hear it out of your mouth and it's so fluent, that's how you know stuff is real. People don't gotta put a facade on to what they know they did. They got confidence in what they know they did. So all of these things that you were able to do, and it being by the grace of God, you stated that you're not a millionaire. Check this out. This is the revelation I get from that. You actually are a millionaire. Your net worth is more than what you can tangibly touch. So you're a multimillionaire because of the influence that you have. And not just because of the influence, because of the favor.
Yeah.
The favor of God that's on your life.
Right.
And so I'm excited to hear your story and to get to know who you are, what you do, and the things that are your purpose.
Yeah.
I am so excited. Once you start saying, man, chills instantly went up my arms because production, if you still there, Jackie, we were just talking about this before Brian came on tonight. We were just talking about this because I start the paths that we have set out, and a lot of people look at us, oh, they ain't know nothing. Oh, they don't know how to do nothing. But actually, we're in the Life Show podcast is in Atlanta. We're in Milwaukee. We just signed a contract with Milwaukee to have someone on with a podcast. Signed two in Indianapolis, in Gary, and so now it's just starting to be a outspread, but it had to start from somewhere, and that's what you're saying.
Yes.
You started in boot camp, in training, and you didn't like it. Like,
I didn't have any and then like so many people, I could do that, I could do it. No, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Say that, man.
You have to have permits, contracts. You have to make sure all the dance teams together, all the community youth together.
Yeah.
And anybody who works with anything from youth ministry or youth programs knows that it takes a long time because you just can't bring youth together under those circumstances.
You're dealing with people.
You're dealing with actual people and their parents. And their parents. You can't have predators around you. You have to make sure all of those things around. You have to make sure that security is in place. You have to make sure that this is in place. You have to make sure that's in place. And that's time consuming. I would rather be at Chili's. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather be at Chili's.
Yeah.
Getting the $5 margarita and the fajitas.
Yeah.
But if I do what I want to do and don't complete the project, then something always goes wrong. Always goes wrong. And so like now with the city you take over, like before I got to you, that's what I was doing, running around.
Right.
It's a blessing and it's a humbling blessing, to see people and when you walk in somewhere in the youth or people, I know you.
Yeah.
It's okay to speak to me. I do speak. I'm Brian.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, can I hug you? I'm sure I know. I'm Brian. I'm Brian.
Right.
And then someone had made the comment. They said, you just love everybody. And I remember a guy and I touched his hand. And he was like, "You don't know he feels it." No,
that's it.
No, I'm Brian.
Yeah.
And everything that lady told me at the Potter's house, she said it came back. Yep. People try to put you in the box.
Yep.
And that's not who you are.
Yep.
And she said, you're more powerful than you know. And I was like, oh no, I'm Brian. And that's the way I am. I hug, I speak, and people, like a lot of times people may see me like not only just on the podcast, they may see me on something else, or they may see me with Alderwoman Coleman or some place like that. I do speak. It's okay to speak.
Yeah.
It's okay to hug. I shake hands, whether you smell, whether you're dirty, or however you come.
Yeah.
However you come.
And you have some upcoming projects, some upcoming events that are going on.
Oh yeah.
So, can you please tell us about some of the upcoming events that you have going?
Well, coming up, the City You Take Over, Part 2.
That's big.
Yeah. So you have Made by Mom Dance Studio. There will be the Silent Threat, the Windy City Barbies. You have the Geek Squad. You have Lord have mercy, bringing out talent.
Yeah.
A variety of different dance teams. You see the youth and martial arts. Miss Jocelyn Winston, the Black Ballerina.
Yeah.
You have youth rappers. You have Alderwoman Coleman, Alderman Moore. You have the Commissioner Dennis Deere, Inglewood Charities, Boss Up Entertainment. So Tola Mortuary, a variety of different sponsors. And a lot of people don't know that I'm also partnering with McDonald's Corporate Charities.
That's good.
And was given the pamphlet to fill out for the Golden Leaf affiliation. So I went from out of my own pocket, and sometimes I do, but I'm going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's no big deal, but not as I used to, because now the sponsors contact me and be like, Brian, what you have going on?
Right.
And so going from 0 sponsors to over 50.
That's big, man.
Packing out the founder of the Urban Leadership Awards. The first time I was like, oh, okay, I don't think nobody gonna coming out. Ain't nobody gonna be coming out, because sometimes you can get discouraged with people like, you were always doing some, or you know,
Yep.
or you were always doing, you ain't, you know,
didn't
know it was started at 3 o'clock. At 2:30, over 150 people were walking in. That's the first. Now, when the last awards, almost 500 people. So I can only imagine what it would look like if we weren't in, and this was December, if we weren't in a time as now.
Yeah. Right.
So the Urban Leadership Award is something that a lot of people look forward to every year. But again, nobody could have told me that I would earn the sponsorship roles in the hospital, McDonald's charities, you know, Tola Funeral Home, or going to a place where people be like, oh, Brian, what you having? You know we there. Don't come in here and ask me, no, Brian, don't ask me. Now you already know we got you. Man. I didn't even explain it. So again, the same people who try to not tear me down, strip you, embarrass your name, but then you also get to see people who truly don't like you. Phone calls. You don't want to tell everybody what you doing, or you know, I thought about doing this, and then why didn't you do it? Because what most people don't know, it's a calling. Right. It's a calling. Outreach is it's a calling.
That's right.
You know, I could be up.
This is making me itch.
You know, I could do that. You know, the Lord put it in my spirit where I can do. Everybody it becomes prophetic in what they can do, and what they can do.
You're making me itch, man.
And then you start to see pastors, like one of them, pastors that will decline because their name is not on. They haven't done anything for the community in years.
Oh my goodness!
So they lean and depend on you. Like I said, when was the last time the church had a no-name stand? When was the last time the church had an event? I put together a project. Then it said, well, his sister started crying. And I said, what's wrong with you? What are you crying for? This is supposed to be happy. She said, Brian, I'm crying because I'm happy. Then why are you crying? She said, Brian, there have been no kids in this building in 15 years.
Jesus. Wow.
She said, there have been no, then their name didn't go on the takeover.
Me hungry now.
Their name didn't go on the takeover. So they wouldn't even let the kids use the bathroom.
Wait, hold on.
They wouldn't even let my babies use the bathroom.
In their church?
In the church house. Because their name wasn't on it. But when they came to do the media for me, they stood behind me like, you need me to say it? I said, no. You know, they stood behind. And I told the camera, you good to go. They was like, Brian, we need you to do your take. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'll do the take. You can't use the bathroom, but this is what God did. There was a organization across the street that was having the same event as I was.
Yeah.
But it was a few people at their event didn't know that they got money. Serious money.
Okay.
But they're in the regentrification part of Inglewood.
You're encouraging me.
So they came across the street, was like, do you mind we come? I said, I don't know, come have tacos and stuff. They weren't us.
No, you encouraging me. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm going somewhere with this real quick. They owned the building across the street and said they can use it here. So they began the process. I said, well, I got church tacos and stuff like that. The sponsor, they said, no, they went and bought macaroni and cheese, beef brisket, and opened up their whole Airbnb, a brisket, all that stuff. God sent them to bless me when they didn't have to. And they didn't even know what the pastor has just done. And they said, the babies need to go change, or the dancers need to go change. They can use our Airbnb. So this man of God goes and raises hell. So, well, I own over there and stuff like that. So she embarrasses him and say, it's a shame I bought it from upon you. See, God don't like ugly. Did not know you embarrassed yourself. Pulled out some paperwork from MB Bank. So you can't block God's blessings. She said, it's a shame you don't know. And she said, and babies can't use your bathroom. Oh. She said, it's a shame you don't know. She said, I hate to do this to you, and whipped out paperwork in front of all the people in the community. But God sent some people there, and guess what? They're my sponsor today. They asked me to put on a whole community event for them in Mount Prospect. requested in Lyles now. So people may think they plot against you or something like that.
Man.
But when God
Don't do that, man.
says that it has to go on,
Don't do that.
he'll send for somebody and say,
don't do that.
The show must go on.
Man.
Then they sent for me because I'm due out there. Right after I said, well, I'm doing it, you take over. Well, you're going to do it out here.
Oh, wow.
In black and white. In black and white.
Wait, hold on. Man, you're moving too fast. I'm trying to comprehend this.
So the blessing, when somebody saw for my faithfulness, because I didn't get ignorant with the church people, those people said, we're going to donate and sponsor everything. You get them dance teams out here. We're going to feed them, and we have a donation. We're going to bless all of you. You need gas money?
And he had a...
No. But he sent them to the... But see, I believe in... Some people may say, well, Brian, how do you know God's real? Miracle signs and wonders.
Don't do that.
Some people just showed up at the Inglewood. They just showed up in Inglewood. And this brother's been on my page. Everybody is not...
No, not at all.
Miracle signs and wonders that travel to see me, like with the city you take over. Father Flecker don't do those type of events. I get there and I got there and I said, not him. He knows. I talked to him. I said, well, Father Flecker, you know, I'm gonna do the takeover. He said, that's a blessing. Go ahead and do it there. But the blessing was, I know they eventually cost me $5,000 because you got to have a permit, you got all that, right? Insurance. I get there. Well, they said, you know, it's been taken care of. You got to take care of security, though. I said, who did it? They was like, they refused to
release their name.
Release their name.
Oh, but you know who did it.
Yeah. And it's just been fun. I'll go to Chase Bank today. The lady said, when you have another one on events? Well, I was actually coming to talk to you, boss lady, to see if, oh yeah, we there. Not only we going to do the counts for the seniors, we also have other things we could do for them. We have this we could do for them. So I'm sending the whole community team from Chase Bank there. Reggio's Pizza. I was like, this is what it is. I'm going to donate stuff with it. He said, Brian, you need to pump your brakes. See, when God bless you, he don't need you to go explain like you somebody attorney. Right. I had to learn just to shut up. Because I'm already prepared to pitch for the sponsorship. He don't need me to do all of that.
He's already there.
It's already there. Everybody for the youth takeover I've talked to, I've only had to talk to them for 4 to 5 minutes. And the answer was yes. Because they were expecting it. Nobody could have told me that at the end of this month, I have to be with Bossa, Danton Nichols, who sponsored over $10,000 from ComEd in energy to the community for me. He never misses anything. Danton Nichols never misses. Boss Up Entertainment never misses anything that I have. And Children's Lives Matter, Ms. Tasha Bell, Sandra Streeter from Inglewood Charities. They never miss anything. Melba Brown, Commissioner Dennis Deere office. And even if Alderwoman Coleman can't be there, she has always sent a representation to be there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it's a miracle. It's a blessing. And so I was like, well, you know, the takeover is on June 4th. Excuse the language. She said, I don't give a damn. We want you out here. And I said, well, you know, I got to plan stuff. She said, Brian, what is there for you to plan? Get the dancers out here, get these people out here. We've already paid for the food. We've already got this. Miss Joanne. I call her Auntie Joanne. I said, are you sure? She said, I'm very sure. We together out here. We're very well prepared for you. Yeah. So it's going into an overflow.
Yeah.
An overflow.
Man, look, again, look, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tonight, not only have you been a blessing to those that are viewing, but you have been a major, major blessing to me.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you accepted the invite here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's you know, it's like I soak up energy, I soak up wisdom, I soak up understanding. I don't care how old or young a person is, I can learn from anybody. And man, you don't know what you did to me. Yeah. I'm just letting you know I'm a bulldog.
Yeah.
I'm what you call a, you know, I got the big dog complex. I'm a little dude, but I got the big dog complex. So, you know, you hear this little dog in the corner barking all the time, you know, trying to intimidate people. But here it is, my consistency over and over and over. And you've shown me now tonight that is not in vain. I am so appreciative. And, you know, I see that you don't use people, that you don't misuse people. God has just given you favor to go in, whatever you have needed, it has been supplied through the favor and the connections that God has given.
Yeah. And so and even to the point where a lot of people are like, well, do you have a team behind you? No. Everything is displayed. All of those things are done. And like even some of the guys from the, you know, the Sonic brothers, like, well, I'm late and stuff like that. No, it's already done.
Yep. Man.
And I can't explain the outreach projects, but it's so crystal clear to me. Like I can tell you where I want every bound. I can tell you where everybody's supposed. It comes to me in the vision before it's even written down. Like I can see everything.
Yeah.
And it's like people are like, you did all this by yourself? Yeah.
Yeah.
With the help of the Lord, I did it.
Yeah. And then your upcoming projects, as far as this, you know, as this goes, you know, all of the flyers and stuff like that you have coming up.
Yes.
Please, by all means, give them to us, and we will help you promote.
I appreciate it.
We will promote them anywhere that the life show goes.
Yeah.
We will promote all in any of your projects.
I appreciate it.
By all means, on our social media, on our website, on all that we have, on radio station, anywhere that we are, we will promote. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. So please get us the flyers, any kind of information or overview that you need. We will work with you to get the word out. So not only are you just going to have a few thousand people there, but you will have, you know, almost tens of thousands of people there. You know, as this thing grows, I think that is going to open up some other avenues. Definitely.
I'm blessed. Yeah. And I know that the end of the month we'll be working with Jared Dean Smith, Scene Garden, where, you know, they do the grocery shopping and stuff. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, you know, somebody destroyed our garden for the seniors. With the garden, we also take ex-offenders where they can do wood shop, do their community service hours, and they stole all the lighting out of it. They stole. You took from yourself. You stole from yourself, and destroyed the garden. Took stole mirrors, all of those things. And so we're replacing that at the end of the month, the last Saturday of the month. I'm gonna have some people who bring coffee, because the seniors have prayer when the weather break at early as 5 or 6 in the morning. Coffee, cream, or sugar, plant seeds, because we're gonna get out there and do it again. Because we're not gonna walk around scared.
Man,
we're not gonna walk around scared.
I really love this. I really love this. This is phenomenal. But again, if you can email us all of the flyers of all of the events that you have coming on, what we will do is I'll release them on the live show page, on our Twitter, on our Facebook, on our YouTube, wherever we are. You know, they're saying, let us know how we can help.
Okay.
Let us know how we can help, and so that we can help you make the impact.
Number one is the flyers will be ready for the City You Take Over on April 15th. Okay. You can do by supporting the youth, as you've seen on the page. The youth been jumping off tables, doing flips, dancing. Yeah. You know, they've been really working hard.
That's awesome, man. I really love the work that you do, even, you know, in the community, helping the homeless and helping those that, you know, can't help themselves. Yeah. You're doing such an astronomical job, and this ain't over.
No.
This ain't over. This is, I think that this is just the start.
Yeah. Actually booked until February of 2023.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, but to
That's a whole year.
yeah. Yeah, I have the Mother's Day barbecue, the Father's Day health thing. I have I'm taking a break. I'm going on vacation in July.
There you go.
And in September.
This July. Okay.
In September. But I will be doing the grand opening of the Destiny Foundation. I finally received my EIN number.
Man, say that, man.
Again, I'm not rich, but I've never known that I would sit before millionaires who are investing in the Destiny Project. So I'm doing a storefront event at MBM Dan Luxury Rentals on September the 10th. That's Saturday. With all the main commissioners and actually working on a grant to get those things going. So that you will have no cost. So we can build art centers, community centers, after school kids. Those are things that are important to my heart. Meal programs to come back out here to Maryville and to different parts of Indiana and low income housing to build those after school programs. So I'm not just in Chicago now. I'm going everywhere.
How can we help with the seniors?
With the seniors, they need things to read. They like people to spend time with them. Not just drop off some food.
Yep.
Not just drop off some food in the tray, but spend time with them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be coordinating a lot of those projects where we can eat with them, talk to them. And a lot of times the facilities are not the world's clean. So people like, it smell like pee and I don't want to stay.
Come on, man.
There are people. And a lot of times people have it broke my heart to know. I can't say the facility. The lady said nobody has seen about some of these people in over 2 years.
Yep.
They loved ones.
I believe it.
But get a social security check for them.
I believe it.
But I'm not going to tolerate that. I've dropped out packets and packets of adult diapers, toothpaste, Dentine. They like food just like you do.
Sure.
You know, people get tired of eating bland food every day. Something that's slopped up together, because the majority of people who take care of them really don't want to be there. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They really don't want to be there. And so these people get dropped off in a facility and people just going about their life.
Look, let me tell you, everyone, this ain't the last time that you're gonna hear from Brother Brian Metcalf. Okay, we're gonna have him back. So y'all hold y'all horses, relax. All right. Because we're gonna touch bases, and we're going to have him here at some point in time so that, we can definitely use the wisdom that he has. All right. And so we have to get out of here because we have overstepped our time. We got to get out of here so that we can make room for others. But look, again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Brother Brian Metcalf.
Blessings. Thank you.
Look, until next time, look. Thank you again, Fox Glen Marketing, Jackie Ruppert Jr., for all of the background. We appreciate you all so much. Look, have a great and safe evening. Again, Brother Brian Metcalf, he gonna come back.
Yes, sir.
We out of here. Have a great evening. Peace. Man.